Marshal D. Teach's character has always been a bit of a mystery. How can he eat 2 devil fruits? What's wrong with his body? His Jolly Roger has 3 skulls on it. But what if I told you that some of the mysteries might have been solved already? To clearly understand this character, we'll look at his real life counterpart and you can decide yourself how close are we in revealing the truth. Enjoy the video. Marshal D. Teach's Mysterious Body Revealed, the Ultimate Blackbeard Theory by Legendary Anime.
Hello everyone, Legendary Anime here. Before we start this theory, there is something I would like to say. This theory is now 3 years old and one of my first that I made. It's a theory that holds a special place in my heart as a one-of-a-kind theory. It's been in the works for many years now, and on special request of Flying Panda, we've decided to remake this theory bigger and bolder than before. Without further ado, over to you, Panda.
Hi everyone, Flying Panda. To kickstart this theory, let's explain the impossible. Teach was a Marine? Crazy, right? Yet for those who don't know their history, it shouldn't come as much of a surprise. After all, the real life counterpart of Edward Teach, also known as Blackbeard, was a naval man before becoming a pirate, and as we all know, One Piece's Blackbeard is heavily inspired off the real thing. So with that in consideration, why wouldn't he have started as a naval officer? Some brief information on how the real Blackbeard started his life. Teach, or Edward Thatch, born 1680, died 22nd November 1718, better known as Blackbeard, was an English pirate who operated around the West Indies and the eastern coast of Britain's North American colonies. Little known is about his early life, but he may have been a sailor on a privateer ships during Queen Anne's War before settling on the Bahamian islands of New Providence, a base for Captain Benjamin Hornigold, whose crew Teach joined around 1716. Hornigold placed him in the command of a sloop that he had captured, and the two engaged in numerous acts of piracy. It should come as no surprise why a sailor would turn into life of piracy in those times. Life was hard and living an honest life was probably even harder. As for the world of One Piece, for the Marines seems like they are well looked after and as a result are loyal and take pride in serving justice. There are, however, some cases of Marines turning to a life of piracy, but those numbers are very few and each has their own reason for leaving. But what we really want to know is why Teach became a Marine in the first place. It seems highly unlikely he did it for the sake of justice. No, justice most definitely wasn't his motive. Blackbeard has proven time and time again he's truly the embodiment of evil and cares very little for life, that is to say, our people's lives. So what motivated him to join the Navy? The answer is simple: power. Blackbeard has time and time again proven the thing he seeks more than anything is power, and he goes to great lengths to acquire the power he wants, as shown with pretty much all he's done so far within the series. But despite all that, Blackbeard has acquired so far, his greatest power is not a devil fruit, not his crew, not his fleet, and not even potentially an ancient weapon. No, his greatest power is his knowledge. Knowledge is one of the greatest powers one can hope again, for with knowledge comes wisdom, and with wisdom comes experience. Blackbeard may seem to be a simple-minded man, even at times goofy, but rest assured that he is quite the clever man behind that goofy act. After all, everything he's done up to this point has been thought out and calculated to even the point of stealing Whitebeard's devil fruit. So, he joined the Marines to gain knowledge. You would think there would be little to no knowledge to be gained by joining the Navy. However, by joining opens a possible encounter with a scientist. Of course, we're referring to Dr. Vegapunk. Vegapunk needs little to no explaining, but what did Blackbeard hope to gain from him? It's said that Vegapunk is the world leading mind on the secret of devil fruits and even knows the origins of them. Of young Teach did seek out Vegapunk for his knowledge on devil fruits. Then this is how Teach learned of the way to steal devil fruit powers, and more importantly, how to hold more than one. Granted, when Blackbeard first stole and attained Whitebeard's devil fruit, he and his crew were unsure if it would work, which means at the point of the idea was little more than a theory within the story. Now, we can only speculate at this point as to why Vegapunk would share such a theory with a young Teach, and it seems Vegapunk is a man of principles, and he's against the idea of experimenting on children, which may suggest that he's reluctant to experiment on people together. So why would he willingly give out information that could result in someone's death? Two ideas come to mind. One, Vegapunk understands that Teach is willing and consenting to try out the theory despite the risk, which can ease Vegapunk's conscience. Or two, Teach stole or forcibly took the information which would fit his character. However, you judge for yourself what you think would happen. There is a third idea we have which works with both. Seeing as this is to do with devil fruit research and knowing that Vegapunk made the artificial devil fruit, what if there was one before the Dragon know me? So this is where the real theory begins. Blackbeard's first devil fruit, the artificial Zoan. Vegapunk likely had experimented with devil fruit for years, and when creating something, you don't simply create one and leave it there. No, more often than not, you create a number of experiments to learn from and ultimately perfect the final result. What we're getting at is, Vegapunk first created a number of different Zoan types fruits before he created the dragon type on Pank Hazard. Zoan types are more common creatures than something like a dragon. After all, you don't just find dragon DNA lying around just anywhere, and you would risk such a rare resources without testing it first. Assuming Vegapunk is, as we believe, a man of principle, he would be reluctant to try his experiment with devil fruits on humans. Here enters Teach. Young Teach will have snuck into the lab where the artificial devil fruits were made, and perhaps after doing some quick research, sought out the one he wanted and stole it. We see this scene acting out as similar to the Buggy and Shanks scene when Buggy tried to steal the Chop fruit and as a result ended up swallowing it. However, it's likely Teach intended to consume the fruit anyway, just maybe not at that moment. Being an artificial devil fruit, it's unclear what effects could have been made on someone who consumed an early artificial devil fruit. But let's assume that the merger didn't have the same effect as all other devil fruits normally do. By this, Teach didn't merely just become a devil fruit user, but something happened on a deeper level, a mutation if you will, which what devil fruits do to the user as we know, but this is something on a more cellular level. Like how Marco states that Teach doesn't have a normal body, it's because his body has transformed from being a human into a creature that he's merged with. It is something to sound similar to something else. It should. Smile users. The smile users don't react the same as devil fruit users do. Their body ends up merging with the said creature and in all cases transform the body into a more permanent state with the limbs of the creature. Even the creature has a head, it shows it's alert and aware, meaning the user is sharing their body with the animal. However, in Blackbeard's case, we believe it's to be more a unique case. It's not much of the merger between him and the animal, but rather his body has become the said animal within. Which leads us to an old idea, one that can explain how Blackbeard is able to hold more than one devil fruit within his body. His body was transformed by Dr. Vegapunk's hippo no me. The hippo no me, unique and as explained that Blackbeard became the animal within inside of his body. His body has gained some unique features, such as, did you know that hippopotamus is one of the few animals in the world with a 3-chamber stomach? 3 types of devil fruit. See where we're going with this? Assuming his body has gone through the transformation, then he has the 3-chamber stomach, which means he has a chamber for each type. There's another possibility, as it's quite known now that devil fruits don't just merely attach to the user's body, but also their soul, proved by Brook. But if 2 devil fruits reside within one body, they result in a conflict and ultimately destroy the user. As we see with smile devil fruits, the animal that shares the host's body seems to be alive, which means they have a soul. So can this mean the reason why Blackbeard is able to consume 2 devil fruits is because he has 2 souls within him? Before you question the idea of anyone with Zoan type devil fruits, within an animal with more than one stomach such as a cow could also do the same as Teach, it's not that simple. Just as we explained, in Blackbeard's case is more unique than the rest is a combination of science and biology. Even questioning could the new smile user do the same is unclear, If I was to guess, I'd say no, as their bodies transform into more a mutant state. But in theory, they possibly could consume another devil, as they never consume a real one to begin with, which means there are sea devil souls within them to conflict with. And yes, there's a small hippo user in Kaido's crew, but remember, these small devil fruits don't count like the real deal. There's only one of each of the real ones, but smiles are mass produced. There are even some small foreshadows that support this idea, clues Oda has left for years now. Chapter 19 of the series, cover page, is Luffy sitting on a box holding a hippo's mouth open to attempt to brush his teeth. Written on the box is the word danger. Naturally, for someone to attempt to brush a hippo's teeth would be dangerous, as hippos are extremely dangerous beasts, but we don't believe that to be the warning here, rather it's the meaning behind it. The title of the chapter is Devil Fruit. That is the chapter we get the flashback of Shanks telling Buggy the legend of Devil Fruits. Coincidence? I think not. Notice on the side of the hippo's head, he has the German 66 trademark curl. Was Oda foreshadowing this all along? We now know that Vegapunk worked alongside Judge at some point in time, so was Vegapunk making Devil Fruits before he was taken by the Navy? Some more interesting facts that connect Blackbeard to that of a hippo. His overall design, he has a large body, but short, stumpy limbs and a fair few missing teeth, all the same features of a hippopotamus. Blackbeard, first ever mentioned was by Walpole, and he had a bad habit of mixing up the Japanese word for idiot and hippo, resulting in him calling people kaba rather than baka. This is how he addresses Blackbeard on his first ever mention. Lastly, did you know that hippos are more closely related to whales than any other mammals? And for years, who did Blackbeard sail under? Whitebeard, whose ship was dubbed the Moby Dick, the legendary white whale. What do you think? Just a mere coincidence? Or is it starting to make sense? It's a lot to think about, isn't it? So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks to Legendary Anime for this awesome theory. Please leave comments down below. Please click like, and if you have, please subscribe to Flying Panda and join our Discord. We have now reached over 2,000 members and we can't wait to see you there.
Look! 行くぞ!